Rinna Mackey's car window screeched painfully as she rolled it up to block out the stench wafting in from outside. Reaching for her purse in the passenger's seat, she kept her eyes on the road, willing the traffic jam to unclog while rummaging for a small bottle of perfume. Traffic had been touch and go for the past 20 minutes, and it wasn't even rush hour yet. She just wanted to be home. The quietness in the car gave her too much time to mull over the improbability that she was getting the job she had just interviewed for. The clod of cars moved a few feet as she misted the inside of the car with perfume. The SUV in front of her suddenly hit the brakes, and she did the same, cursing as they nearly collided. Washington, D.C. was a beautiful city, mostly, save for random, filthy streets like this one, terrible traffic, and the ridiculous cost of rent for a crumbling apartment in a shady neighborhood that she worked 2 jobs to barely afford. She patted the steering wheel of her old Buick LeSabre and said a silent prayer that it wouldn't fall apart before she made it home. The car had been extra creaky on the commute today, the brakes squealing loudly and reminder she was overdue to have them replaced. Just another bill she couldn't afford. She'd been confident going into the job interview this morning, but 5 minutes into it, Rinna's intuition said she wouldn't get the position. It was the Smithsonian. There were 200 applications for every job opening, and her unimpressive, basic archaeology degree from a generic university wasn't the level of clout needed to knock the human resources manager's socks off. It didn't matter. She'd apply again the moment another curator position became available. Working at the storied museum was her dream, and some things were worth the constant disappointment, frustration, and perseverance to achieve. That's what she told herself to keep herself going anyway, even though she didn't fully believe it. It shouldn't be this hard. But then again, when had her life ever been easy? Admittedly, things were a lot more difficult than she imagined they would be after she graduated college. Financial issues, a crappy apartment, no money to purchase a newer car, no money period, working herself to the bone, and a few short-term boyfriends that just didn't stick summed up the past 2 years. Luckily, most of her college education had been paid for with academic scholarships, but she needed a professional job to support a better life. The life she used to dream about when she was little. A clean, warm, safe home in a pretty neighborhood where people looked out for each other. And maybe a family one day, too.